If you love the flavors of a Reuben sandwich, wouldn't you love them just as much on a soup? Well, that was the inspiration for one of today's recipes. Ann Cox Eastes is here from Kroger, and we got a good recipe that actually has a talk of the town connection because Meryl inspired this.
She just had a Reuben sandwich, and she said, "Ann, I've never eaten a Reuben sandwich. Have you?" And I said, "No." She said, "Do you think you could come up with a soup?" So I said, "Okay." So I'll play around with it. So that's what I did. I've got 2 tablespoons of butter melted in my saucepan. I've got about 3/4 to a cup of onion sauté, because you know that's on the sandwich, some caramelized onions. And then I put 2 tablespoons of flour in there to kind of thicken the soup. And I'm going to use anywhere from 6 to 8 cups of beef broth.
Okay.
And I'm going to kind of gradually stir this in a little bit, and of course it'll get hot. But I've tried to take into account all the ingredients in a Reuben sandwich. And so we're going to add, why don't you go ahead and start adding some sauerkraut. Can you pour that in there?
Okay, I can do that. All right.
Okay.
Get that in. Is that just 1 can drained?
1 can drained. I think it's 14.5 ounces. And I'm also going to put in here a can of lower fat cream of celery soup, also to kind of thicken it and give it a little bit of flavor.
Okay.
And let's see, I'm going to add probably another half, at least, another 2 cups of broth in here, and I'll let you pour in the corned beef that I chopped in.
You can't have a Reuben without some corned beef.
No.
Alrighty, and I love Reuben sandwiches, and I just had a little bit of this earlier, and I love the flavors, and I love how you're serving this.
Well, I served it in a bowl, and what I did to finish out the Reuben sandwich, you can either take little party rye bread and toast it with a little Thousand Island dressing and Swiss cheese, or you can take the larger rye slices and cut it in half and serve it with this. But I just spread a little Thousand Island dressing, about a tablespoon, and then put a slice of Swiss cheese on top and toasted it in the oven, and it is delicious. And you know, it almost tastes like a French onion soup with corned beef in it.
Exactly.
So even if you don't like corned beef, you might want to try this if you like French onion soup, because that's kind of what it reminds me of.
So, and this would cook for how long?
Well, let it come to a boil and then turn the heat down and let it simmer for 15 or 20 minutes. It doesn't take very long to cook. And then the other soup we've got over there is almost like a broccoli cheese soup. Yeah. But it's got some extra vegetables.
And the recipe for this is online, so we're not going to make it, but just talk a little bit about that.
It's got broccoli, it's got cauliflower, carrots, celery, and onions, and of course your pasteurized cheese product. And I use the fat-free half and half, so it's really creamy. It's really got a good flavor to it. And that's just something a little bit different now that it's getting a little bit colder as it was this morning, and will be the next several mornings. These are perfect soups for the fall.
Yeah, I love these soups out here. And what would you serve with that?
I would serve any kind of toast or crackers with it, and probably a salad to go along to complete the meal. But it's got plenty of vegetables in it, so that's something a little bit different that, like I said, it reminds me of a broccoli cheese soup, but it's got more vegetables in it, so it's a little bit different. But crackers, toast, anything that you would normally serve with your favorite soups. Any variety of crackers on the market today.
So both of these are real good, and again, as Ann mentioned, the fact that we've got this fall weather in here and cooler weather going into the winter season, this would be great. You could do it as kind of an appetizer, or you could just, this is a good meal.
It's a meal. It's a good meal. It certainly is, because it's got everything you need in there.
All right, so this is it, recipe number 5249, and both soups are online now in the Talk of the Town recipe section at newschannel5.com. And as always, thank you very much, and we look forward to seeing you here in a couple of weeks for the big Thanksgiving cooking show.
It ought to be delicious.
It's a couple of weeks away, but thank you.
My pleasure.